At the tavern, the tyrannical Shengguan Xingfeng bullies a helpless girl, leaving the terrified crowd in total shock. This useless brat only thrives because his father is the prime minister and his sister is a sect elite. Messing with him means a death sentence. Rumors say his enemies' corpses are found rotting in the woods. Hearing this, our protagonist doesn't tremble. Instead, his eyes blaze with a strange, frantic excitement. While the villain threatens his prey, a teacup suddenly smashes into his face, shattering his smug ego. The tavern falls silent as the villain roars, "Who dared to strike me? Do you seek your own death?" Wei Jun steps forward boldly, declaring himself the top scholar, leaving the crowd gasping at his reckless bravery. Everyone pities this young genius for provoking the prime minister's son, a battle he surely cannot win. Infuriated, the villain screams, "Do you know who I am?" But Wei Jun remains completely unfazed and defiant. "I don't care who you are," Wei Jun scoffs. "To me, your status is worth less than a copper." Pointing directly at the tyrant's face, he insults his bloodline, calling him a beast who relies on family status. The witnesses hold their breath. They believe this young scholar has truly lost his mind to court death so openly. Shangguan Xingfeng is one of the capital's 4 great evils, yet Wei Jun treats him like mere trash. To them, he is a fearless saint. But the truth is far more divine. He is literally begging for death. Wei Jun is actually a supreme heavenly emperor undergoing his final trial of 100,000 reincarnations. In this last cycle, if he is killed by another, his seal will shatter, restoring his ultimate godhood. Death is his gateway back to the throne. Inside, he's cheering, "Come on, strike me down and set me free." His mocking smile only fuels the villain's rage, making Wei Jun look like a lunatic to everyone watching. "Is this genius scholar insane?" people whisper, as his friends desperately try to pull him back from the edge. "Stop this madness, Wei Jun," they plead. "That man is a monster who will end your life." The villain demands a kowtow for mercy, but Wei Jun is annoyed. Why won't this weakling just kill him already? Wei Jun fires back. "Comparing you to a beast is an insult to animals. You're lower than filth." The crowd is paralyzed with fear as the villain's face turns purple, veins popping from sheer murderous hatred. Wei Jun then turns to his friends, heroically taking all the blame to ensure he remains the only target. "This is my burden alone," he shouts, secretly hoping the villain focuses all his lethal intent on him. To the onlookers, he is the pinnacle of righteousness and loyalty, a martyr willing to die for his brothers. With a sinister grin, Xingfeng orders his men to seize the scholar, intending to make him suffer. Wei Jun's face darkens in a fake gloom, but inside he's ecstatic. "Yes, finally! Send me to the afterlife." But his plan hits a snag when the legendary courtesan Meng steps in to defend him with her beauty. Her grace captivates the room, but Wei Jun is fuming. Her kindness is ruining his perfect chance to die. "Beautiful lady, why must you have such a cruel heart?" he thinks. "Just let me be executed in peace." He shouts at her to stop, claiming he won't let her dignity be stained by protecting a man like him. His noble speech makes the crowd weep with admiration, while the villain's patience finally reaches its breaking point. "Fine, since he wants to suffer, men, seize him. I will torture him until he begs for the grave." Suddenly, the commoners surround Wei Jun, tearfully begging the tyrant to spare their brave new hero. Wei Jun wants to cry from frustration. "Why are you people helping me? I just want to die." The villain won't be denied, calling for his elite enforcer, Uncle Wu, to settle the matter once and for all. A terrifying cultivation expert lunges through the crowd with blinding speed, his power overwhelming the ordinary people. Finally, Wei Jun is dragged away in chains, while his friends wail as if they're attending his funeral. While they mourn, Lady Meng secretly orders her servants to spread news of this injustice throughout the entire capital. Little do they know, Wei Jun is currently the happiest man alive as he enters the lion's den. In the dark dungeon, he sees 100 horrific torture devices, each one a potential key to his godhood. Xingfeng approaches with a sadistic glare, asking, "Which of these many ways do you wish to die today?" Wei Jun grabs the villain's hand, eyes gleaming. "Don't just talk. Hurry up and kill me. I'm in a rush." "I will never bow to your power," he screams. "Now hurry. I have a divine appointment with destiny." He trembled in anticipation. This was the moment. Finally, his wish for death would be granted. But something felt wrong. Why was he being led to a private room? Is this guy a total creep? It turns out Lady Meng saw everything. This whole confrontation was nothing but an elaborate, scripted performance. Tin Fong staged this drama to test the new scholar's character. Everything was just a lie. Nui Quan's face darkened with rage. "Just a play? Are you completely out of your mind? Why waste time testing me? Shouldn't a spoiled brat like you be out causing real mayhem instead?" "Calm down, brother," Tin Fong pleaded. "I'm sick of the fake sycophants surrounding me every day. I seek those with true backbone, but with my status, everyone hides their true, greedy faces. This extreme test was the only way to find someone genuine. Please, forgive my necessary deception, but the rumors say you kill anyone who crosses you. The truth, however, was far stranger. Those murders were all faked. Why would anyone intentionally destroy their own reputation like this? I don't care for luxury or power. I'm not looking for status or empty, hollow wealth. My only goal is a thriving nation where the common folk can live in total peace, a land safe from invaders. And you, Nui Quan, are the righteous comrade I've sought. With your unwavering justice, we can finally heal this broken, dying empire together. Nui Quan was speechless. A fake villain who is secretly a legendary patriot? This is insane. He cursed his luck. He wanted a quick death from a real scumbag, not a hero, but he couldn't stop now. This guy is the Prime Minister's son. If I insult him, surely he'll lose his temper and kill me. Yet, Tin Fong's expression said the exact opposite. A true gentleman. You don't bow to power, even knowing my true identity and status. Everything was calculated. Suddenly, a thunderous roar of anger erupted from outside the building. Release the scholar. A mob had arrived to rescue him from the evil young noble. It was another setup. High-pressure tactics to force a release without blowing their secret cover. MC was impressed. Tin Fong sacrificed his own honor just to make Nui Quan a hero. You're a genius. Tin Fong just smirked. Thanks for the compliment, brother. Outside, the curses rained down. Tin Fong, you're a plague and a curse on this world. You traitorous parasite. Heaven will strike you down for your crimes against the people. Shameless scum. Let him go. Tin Fong actually beamed with joy hearing the intense hate. He was thrilled by their passion. MC was left completely speechless by this absolute madness. Why the test? Because you're crazy. My madness is nothing compared to this dying country. The Emperor chases immortality, while the corrupt elite crush the common people beneath them. Dreams are dead here. This empire's sickness has become incurable and completely terminal. That's why I paid such a high price to build your legendary reputation, Nui Quan. Why would the Prime Minister notice a mere rookie scholar like me? Something is lurking. This is no simple game. Danger is coming. And that's exactly what I've been craving. Now, as the top scholar, he's sent to the prestigious and elite Hanlin Academy, where the nation's best gather to draft laws and judge the sacred imperial examinations. Reading with the Emperor himself. A perfect position to influence the Prime Minister's grand plans. My father wants you to seize the chance to write the kingdom's official history. To record the past, one must cultivate an aura of unyielding rectitude, a legendary power from the ancient sages who once led 3,000 disciples. The rule is absolute. Cowards who fear death can never grasp this divine power. Only the truly righteous may pen the truth in the eternal scrolls of history. The Thuong Quan family will push Nui Quan to reach the ultimate peak of consciousness. The path ahead is pure suicide. And for our death-seeking hero, it's absolutely perfect. The National Defense War, a dark era forged in blood and betrayal. A forbidden history where one wrong word leads to the gallows. High risk? Certain death? This is the perfect path for Wei Jun. 10 years ago, the Great Gan Empire faced a Western apocalypse. Legends bled to save the realm in the Great Defense War. But a shocking mystery occurred just as victory was within reach. The emperor died, the heir vanished, and a usurper took power. Wei Jun realized that exposing this lie was his ticket to death. His companions watched, mistaking his suicidal greed for noble bravery. The empire's pillar, they cheered, while he secretly planned his demise. The capital is a den of monsters. Beware of their deadly wrath. Wei Jun smirked. This was the lethal stage he'd been seeking. The iron doors opened, revealing our hero in a harrowing state. Pure illusion. The villain used magic to make Wei Jun look tortured. The commoners roared in fury, falling for the deceptive political theater. Curses flew at Shengguan as the crowd's blood began to boil. The villain played his part perfectly, releasing the broken young scholar. He offered healing pills, actually secret charms to hide his dark magic. The snake even demanded public gratitude for his kindness and mercy. Everyone was fooled, but Wei Jun wasn't finished with this play. Slap. Wei Jun's hand struck like thunder across the villain's face. The world froze. Such audacity was unheard of in the capital. Instantly, the fearless scholar legend spread like wildfire through the streets. At the academy, he expected hatred but received only divine worship. To the masses, he was now an invincible icon of justice. Do not follow my reckless path, he warned, purely for effect. So noble, so humble. The scholars were moved to tears instantly. A true genius. Standing beside him was a once-in-a-lifetime honor. Wei Jun was baffled. Is this guy's PR team working overtime? An eunuch arrived. demanding the mandatory scrolls of imperial gratitude. The emperor awaits. Present your praises for his divine majesty now. Emperor Gan was a cultivation addict who had abandoned his duties, a lazy ruler who craved absolute worship and hollow flattery. Every scholar was forced to write a poem glorifying his rule. The corrupt prime minister rose to power through these pathetic lies. Wei Jun smiled. He was a master of praise and lethal roasts. The emperor only read the top scholar's scroll, Wei Jun's work. The rest were discarded like trash for the royal children's lessons. Wei Jun showed his draft to his peers, and they froze. Inside the palace, the emperor's face turned a murderous, dark purple. "Brother, are you trying to get us all executed?" they screamed. They bowed in awe, thinking he was a martyr for truth. "My life is a small price for the nation's soul," he cried. His letter was a masterpiece of mockery, calling the emperor a fool. As the emperor fumed, Wei Jun saw the path to godhood. "My wish is finally coming true," he thought, but the emperor just laughed after reading it. "What a masterpiece," the emperor cheered. The queen peeked and was instantly struck with horror. She screamed internally. This scholar was a rebel. He dared to insult the emperor so boldly. Shaking, she forced a smile as the emperor praised Wei Jun as a legendary talent. "The empire is strong," Princess Mingzhu said, arriving to see the scholar's bold writing. The queen was stunned. Mingzhu was the former emperor's daughter, a high-status princess. Rumors said the current emperor killed her father, yet her face remained cold and calm. Trained at the academy since childhood, she possessed an ironclad composure and sharp wit. Compared to her, my own son is nothing, the emperor thought, watching her intently. Suddenly, a beautiful woman rushed forward and slapped Wei Jun right across the face. "What trash did you write?" she screamed. "Do you have a death wish, you brat?" This was Madame Chu, his former mentor and principal of the prestigious Imperial Academy. As the Juju, her authority was absolute and her reputation was known to all. Wei Jun remembered her as the most arrogant and prideful woman in the entire world. But her true title was the greatest divine physician to ever walk the earth. She had saved everyone from the late emperor to the lowliest foot soldiers in battle. "Can medicine save a dying nation?" she asked, before turning to the power of literature. She became a fierce critic, scolding even the emperors with her devastatingly sharp words. She mastered the Howar and righteous Qi, reaching the peak realm of a great scholar. In this era, a great scholar is the absolute limit of human power and wisdom. With countless people owing her their lives, her influence was truly untouchable by any. Madame Chu could insult anyone she pleased without ever fearing a single consequence. "I must avoid her," Wei Jun thought. "She's far too safe for my plan." "The student follows the teacher," he joked. "Why should I fear a world you mock?" She was furious. "You compare yourself to me? I scold because no one dares kill me. You're just a weak scholar who hasn't even awakened his inner Qi yet, you fool." The crowd watched in awe. The Juju's tongue was sharper than any divine blade. "You're too weak. Stay inside or the cold will kill you," she barked at him. "I don't fear death," Wei Jun replied, leaving the great scholar totally speechless. She realized he was telling the truth. Does he truly seek death? But why? She remembered a man who pursued her for 9 years but was coldly rejected. "I only love heroes who face death without fear." She had told him back then. Was I too blunt? She wondered. Did Wei Jun take those words to heart? Her heart raced. Is he risking execution just to prove his love for me? It makes sense, she blushed. Everyone loves me, so he must be smitten too. Wei Jun was baffled. Then, the second prince and Princess Mingzhu arrived. Finally, my execution, he hoped. But the prince announced a royal reward instead. The emperor is impressed. Wei Jun immediately knelt and begged for a death sentence. Everyone was stunned. Is he insane? He's begging for death during a reward ceremony? Is the emperor a masochist? Wei Jun wondered. How can he reward such a direct insult? Is he like that weird nobleman Shangguan? Princess Mingzhu shouted. How dare you? You escaped death once, yet you seek it again? You are truly beyond saving. Wei Jun smirked. She's the dangerous princess Shangguan warned me about. Perfect for my end. Madame Chu sighed. The emperor isn't a masochist. He's just protecting his royal image. He won't kill a scholar over a letter and risk being called a tyrant. He's petty enough to hunt you down later. That chilling warning left them both in stunned silence. Mocking the emperor so casually? Truly, only Headmaster Chu possesses such audacity. I saved his life once, she scoffed. So what if I badmouth him a little? She then unleashed a barrage of royal secrets, leaving the officials utterly defeated. Even the MC was awestruck by her dominance. Behold, the most tyrannical woman under heaven. Yet, the emperor remained a ninja turtle. He endured every insult in total silence. But our MC was 10 steps ahead, having already distributed copies of the letter to the masses. Once the gratitude note spreads like wildfire, even a patient turtle will be forced to snap. The MC smirked at his own genius. I truly am a mastermind, he thought. Always leaving a path of retreat for myself. You lot are still far too green. Suddenly, the second prince intervened. Father, we cannot let this scandal leak. He begged the headmaster to erase the students' memories. With a flick of her wrist, power surged. In an instant, every witness's memory was wiped clean. The MC stood frozen as his plan crumbled. My path to fame, completely cut off. While he fumed, Headmaster Chu misinterpreted his frustration. Don't be discouraged, young man, she noted. Your performance today wasn't bad at all. From now on, I shall be your personal protector. The prince and princess gasped in disbelief. This was the first time Lady Chu had ever publicly offered her protection to anyone. But the MC's face turned pale as death. This wasn't a blessing, it was a prison sentence. Why must this terrifying woman ruin me? He had to reject her immediately to survive. I don't need protection, master, he declared. I must face my own storms. As you once famously said, a sharp blade is forged in fire, and plum blossoms only bloom in the freezing frost. I will not hide behind you. If a student hides behind his teacher, he will never become a true man. The crowd was moved by his poetic resolve. They praised Lady Chu's wisdom and his spirit. She was confused she never actually said those words, but she played along to save face. I must have said it and forgotten, she chuckled. Then, she looked at the MC with a smug grin. This hypocrite must be secretly in love with me. The MC was horrified by her pure narcissism. How could she be so shameless? But Lady Chu quickly shifted to the day's true purpose. They weren't just here to deliver letters. With a snap of her fingers, space warped. The entire group was teleported to the Mount of Books. Reach the peak, and you shall manifest the sacred noble spirit. This was the ancient training ground of legendary saints. Even the prince was awed by her power. But she just mocked his intentions. Planning to recruit me? Or stage a coup? How predictable. The MC grew curious about this mystical mountain. How high is it? How far until the spirit awakens? But even Lady Chu didn't know the height. Each step represents a new layer of heaven. The higher you climb, the more grueling it becomes. Level 4 shows the potential of a great scholar, but reach the 6th level, and a master will take you as their direct disciple. There, the noble spirit will finally awaken within you. Since the mountain appeared, a ranking was born. Yet, 90% of geniuses fail before level 6. To pass that threshold is to be a god. And at the very top of that ranking stood Headmaster Chu herself. She had abandoned medicine for literature, reaching level 21, a record that shook the entire world. Her pride swelled as she looked down at them. Watch and learn from your superior juniors. The MC secretly appraised her talent. Not bad, but compared to my true potential, she's barely 1,000th of my level. Should I break it? He hesitated. If he showed too much talent, she'd definitely force her protection on him again. Then, Lady Chu issued a grim warning. Awakening the noble spirit isn't always a blessing. You will become the chroniclers of the Great War, a path of certain death, a mission where you face 10 deaths for one life. Decide carefully based on your own strength. The crowd trembled at her chilling words. But for our MC, certain death was a jackpot. A death exploit was exactly what he needed for growth. Time to stop holding back, he smirked. If nobody awakens the spirit, the court will intervene. The MC stepped forward, his aura exploding. Sorry, everyone, but first place belongs to me. Instead of jealousy, the crowd felt deep respect. He knows it's a suicide mission, yet he charges in. What a heroic soul, they whispered. Even the prince was moved by his bravery, a true pillar of the nation. He fears no death to advise the king and protect his comrades. The Great Khan Empire needs men like him. The prince vowed to protect this young hero at all costs. He had no idea this was MC's plan. MC heard the words, certain death, and a victorious smile spread across his face. Finally, the perfect chance to trigger my resurrection growth. I no longer need to hide my brilliance. If this path leads to the grave, then I shall walk it and return as a god. The atmosphere turned heavy with anticipation. I will claim the top spot on the board. His declaration echoed through the mountain, shocking everyone. They didn't hate him for his arrogance. They admired his self-sacrifice. Brother Uni knows the danger, yet he still steps forward. I truly bow before such conviction. The prince beside him was equally moved. He is the true backbone of our kingdom, willing to risk his life for the people and stand alone against the coming darkness. I cannot let such a talent perish so soon. The prince's resolve hardened as he watched the MC. If I have the chance, I will save him. A hero like this must not die young. Little did they know, the prince's determination was exactly the opposite of what the MC wanted. The climb to divinity had officially begun. A spine-chilling shiver hits. Who's cursing my death? Mount Shu awakens. Lady Chu waves, teleporting the chosen. Memories are sealed here. Desires and obsessions swell. Without the courage to die, the illusion never ends. Wei Jun moves, shocking the crowd. He's frozen yet twitching. His clumsy actions reveal a truly vulgar mind. How did he enter so fast? To her shock, his illusion features Lady Chu herself inviting him in. Lady Chu is curious. She uses sensory magic to peek. She sees herself seducing the shameless Wei Jun. He lunges like a starved tiger. Baby, I am here. The sight is blinding. She turns away ashamed. My beauty is a trap, she thinks. This brat is obsessed. If he fails this, I will castrate him. The scene shifts. Princess Min Chao appears, screaming. What is this? I was just with old man Shu. Why is the princess here? Her outfit is actually quite cute. She fumes, don't act dumb with me. I know about you and Sister Chu. He flips the script. Min Chao, she means nothing to me. You are the only one I love, she shouts. Liar, choose between us now or face the consequences. His face says it all. He wants both. A real man needs a harem. Let us stay together. Min Chao demands monogamy. He pivots, whispering sweet lies of eternal devotion. She falls for it instantly. So easy to trick, he muses. He starts stripping to seal the deal. Come here, my sweet baby. Outside, the real princess feels a bad omen. Looking at his face, she wants to punch him hard. The illusion shifts again. He is with Lady Chu when Min Chao charges in with a deadly sword. Both women demand a choice. Pick one or lose your manhood. Wei Jun begins a legendary performance. You are the women I love most, my closest souls. Your care moves me to tears, truly. But do not make me choose. I cannot live without either. Please, do not fight over me. It only makes me sad. For your sake, I will suffer. Our children can even take my name. If I make mistakes later, do not be mad. It is just man's nature. Their response? Instant stabs. He dies and exits the dream. My theory was right. Death in illusions is the ultimate shortcut. Outside, he cannot die. But inside, death is easy. The crowd watches him ascend the stairs fast. He escaped the lust trap so fast. He is not blinded by beauty. Lady Chu is fuming now. I am this beautiful and you did not linger? Brat, I will remember this face, she warns them. Mount Shu only gets harder. This was just step one. Do not be so quick to praise him. Only the noble and courageous, those ready to die, can keep moving forward. Wei Jun enters trial 2. He becomes the emperor. Long live the king. He is confused. Is this a power-themed illusion now? If I seek death, I can leave. But being emperor has its perks. Let us play first. He summons the court. The treasury is empty. Drought has ravaged our people. They are suffering deeply. It is time for some people to pay up. He issues a decree. The ministers are frozen. Inside the vision, Lady Chu gasps. This Wei Jun, his talent for seeking death is truly divine. He is testing ultimate power. As an emperor holding a nation's fate, his first decree is insane. Tax the cultivation sex. The observers are stunned. Cultivators always saw themselves as independent, untouchable gods. Their power dwarfs mortals. That is the source of their supreme, tax-exempt status in this world. They do not pay. They take from mortals. They think he does this out of pure patriotism. The prince watches, moved. He is giving his all for Great Gan. He vows to support him. The sectors tremble. Wei Jun is courting disaster. But for him, disaster is the path to godhood. A king's path is paved with blood, he thinks. Divine growth begins through his reckless defiance. Every step is a gamble with fate. The weak scholar is dead. A god, emperor, is being forged. The world watches as he challenges the heavens. Will he fall? Or will he transcend mortality? The trial intensifies. Power, greed, and death intertwine. Wei Jun laughs in the face of destruction. Come and kill me, he challenges the sex. Each death brings him closer to the ultimate truth. His exponential growth shatters the mountain's logic. Lady Chu realizes she is witnessing a legendary transformation. The path to godhood is open. From a weakling to a divine ruler, the saga has begun. Princess Minqiao swore to protect him, claiming him as her husband until teacher Chu intervened. Despite her immense beauty and power to rule, she could never deceive the teacher's sharp eyes. Chu witnessed Wei Jun issuing 2 saintly decrees within the illusion, appearing like a divine savior. His first decree seized land from the rich, redistributing it to ensure no citizen remained poor. He provided clothes and education for all, but his third decree left everyone completely speechless. Wei Jun abolished the monarchy for absolute equality, scattering the imperial treasury among the common folk. The observers were paralyzed with shock. This was a level of boldness they could never imagine. Even the world's most fearless woman marveled at his audacity to challenge the very heavens. He stood unfazed before an army, while the general struggled to grasp his emperor's insane rebellion. "Your Majesty, you are the true dragon. Why seek to overthrow your own divine rule?" Wei Jun replied that the world belongs to the people. No one deserves to stand above them. Neither cultivators nor emperors hold supremacy. In this world, all living beings must be truly equal. I simply want everyone to live with a smile. His resolve shook the very foundations of reality. Thousands of spears pierced his body as he died, successfully clearing the illusion through his sacrifice. Hearing his words on equality, teacher Chu instantly realized the true saint's path and began meditating. Divine energy erupted as she broke through, ascending to the legendary half-saint realm in one breath. Just one sentence from him caused this. Her terrifying growth speed left the others trembling in fear. Reaching half-sainthood in 10 years is a feat equal to the legendary tribulation stage of cultivators. She was only one step from the world's peak, all thanks to his revolutionary path of equality. The others gasped she had attained enlightenment through the very words of that traitorous young man. This path of equality invites endless enemies, making his future journey 100 times more perilous. If you die in vain, my saint's path will shatter. I must protect you at all costs. The plot thickens. Our main character wants to die, but now he has an invincible bodyguard. In the third trial, Wei Jun led a rebellion to force the emperor's abdication before being executed. He cleared the illusion instantly, leaving everyone stunned. In the fourth, he was betrayed by his master. He passed again. In the fifth, as a great demon, he printed secret techniques for everyone. The world descended into chaotic cultivation, and he died in battle, effortlessly clearing yet another stage. In the sixth, as a sect leader, he dissolved all assets and perished. He's just farming deaths. He charged through trial after trial, failing to die permanently but succeeding in every single challenge. After clearing over 10 stages, the onlookers were completely baffled by his impossible streak of luck. Is he hacking? Reaching the 6th stage is genius level, but the 10th marks a great scholar. He cleared 12 levels without resistance. One more step and he takes the top leaderboard spot. Madame Chu marveled at his unmatched resolve, calling him the most steadfast soul she had ever seen. But the 21st level is different. It's a mental trap that even she struggled to overcome. Back then, her cultivation was strong, yet she almost lost her heart to that specific illusion's power. Up to level 20, her speed rivaled Wei Jun's. But the 21st level tests one's absolute essence. It changes reality itself, trapping you in your deepest desires without you even realizing you're dreaming. It offers the life you've always craved. This trial is where most geniuses finally meet their end. While they debated his failure, the stage suddenly trembled. Wei Jun had shattered the dream effortlessly. Princess Minqiao had jokingly promised to give herself to him if he succeeded. Now, she panicked. Her face turned crimson as the others teased her. She quickly made an excuse to flee. Her brother joked about her rushing home to prepare for her offering to Wei Jun tonight. He was promptly beaten to a pulp by the princess for his shameless and teasing remarks. "I never said that," she yelled, unaware that the Queen of Sarcasm was watching everything unfold. The situation turned chaotic as the legendary death-seeking hero continued his climb to the divine peak. "What now, princess?" She flips her attitude instantly, acting like I'm her most precious gem. Teacher Chu claims I'm a debt of honor. Offering the princess as my concubine proves his sincerity. She finally reveals the saint's secret letter for trade, but it's snatched away in a heartbeat. "This letter is useless to you. He intended to gift it once I reach the half-saint realm, claiming a favor while he's at it." This leaves her fuming in a silent, bitter rage. "Just a joke," she blurts out. Then suddenly, he materializes right behind her like a ghost. He has no clue how he arrived. A flash of light, and he's back from the void. Chu explains the mountain's logic. Higher levels drain resources, and the well has finally run dry. The trial ends when the energy fails. The court never expected anyone to pass level 21. The scholars are stunned into silence. Someone actually conquered the 21st rank? They whisper in disbelief. Is there truly such a monster among us? Beside them, Wei Jun wears a smug, arrogant grin. It was me, obviously, so stop fighting over who gets to be the sacrificial scribe. Even the princess is speechless. Who else would be dumb enough to accept a death sentence? Curious about the 21st rank's illusion? It was the same trial Teacher Chu faced long ago. He reached level 37 before failing. But since failure is impossible to him, the illusion shattered. The girls are left utterly stunned. Did we just accidentally give this guy a stage to flex? They whisper their secret plans, but his half-saint powers hear every single word they say. Wei Jun isn't lying, Chu confirms. He truly believes failure is an impossible concept for his soul. This isn't just empty boasting. If his talent is this vast, his potential dwarfs us all. We can't let him be the scribe. Losing such a genius to politics is a national disaster. Wei Jun fumes in silence. That damn prince. He's trying to block my only path to death. He can't let these women be swayed. His resurrection exploit depends entirely on this fatal mission. The princess agrees with the prince. I'll ensure Wei Jun stays far from that political danger. Wei Jun is tearing his hair out. Stop helping me. You're ruining my glorious death plan. Teacher, control these fools. He hoped she'd help him die, but she sides with the prince. It makes him want to cough blood. Who gave you the right to decide my fate? He roars in absolute fury. Don't I get a say in my own life and death? You think being the scribe means certain death? If not me, who will you sacrifice instead? A scribe needs righteous chi. The burden would fall on 𝑩𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𒔉, the top genius. He's the second-ranked talent in the capital. The court will groom him just to be a substitute. Am I wrong, he demands? He'll die in my place while you call it a mercy. The princess can't deny the truth. Wei Jun's eyes blaze with righteous, divine fury. Sacrificing one to save many? That's not salvation, that's treating human lives like garbage. His lecture leaves the crowd in awe. Tears stream down as his words strike their very souls. A true gentleman never lets another die. Suddenly, a blinding aura erupts from his body. It's the legendary righteous chi. But then, that idiot Li offers to die for him anyway. Wei Jun nearly snaps in half. Are you stupid? I was acting so I times could die. He tries a different tactic. Listen, Li. No one is worth your life, except your parents. You only have one life. Don't waste the years they spent raising you on someone else. Li is moved to hysterical tears. From now on, your parents are mine, he howls. And my wife. She shall be yours too. Wei Jun recoils in pure, unadulterated horror. He has to escape immediately. But Li thinks he's just acting cold to protect him. Don't pretend to be a stranger. I know you're just shielding me from the royals. My family is legendary. No one bullies us. Wei Jun is left defeated by pure stupidity. Just shut up, I beg you. He rushes toward Teacher Chu to escape the absolute madness. Tasked with chronicling the Great War, Lady Chu warns him that even her shadow can't shield him forever. Tomorrow, his journey at the academy begins, while the others are whisked away to a celebratory feast. Left behind like trash, he realizes the cold truth. Without a powerful faction, you starve alone. The new top scholar seethes with irony. A genius of his caliber, yet denied a simple dinner invitation. Before departing, Madame Shu unleashes a terrifying demi-saint aura, a lethal warning to any who dare touch him. The crushing pressure leaves them paralyzed. No one dares move against the man backed by a living legend. Rumors swirl, his noble righteous chi wasn't stolen from the sacred peaks. It was born within. The crowd gasps in disbelief. Usually, only the ultimate prodigies can even sense the mountain's spirit. Teacher Chu clarifies the mystery. Spirit from the peaks is silent, but self-awakened power triggers a cosmic resonance. Only a soul of pure heart and loyal blood can command the heavens themselves to descend. It's a myth come to life. Self-realizing the noble spirit is a feat reserved for ancient legends. Madame Chu erupts in triumphant laughter, revealing she too achieved the impossible in her youth. How could trash like you understand the path of a true sovereign? She mocks, shattering their pride. The antagonists stand frozen, realizing they've just handed her the perfect chance to flex her divine status. Word spreads like wildfire. The death-defying scholar will now pen the Empire's 10-year blood-soaked history. His reputation as a man who fears neither gods nor demons echoes through every corner of the capital. At the tavern, he meets Shengguan, who brings a proposal wrapped in a death sentence. Hearing that this mission will offend the most powerful tyrants, our hero's eyes gleam with suicidal joy. To uncover the war's darkest secrets, Shengguan suggests a partner, the infamous and shunned Lord Bai. Bai is a peerless investigator, a man whose mind is a blade and whose heart is absolute. but his justice is too sharp. He has offended every corrupt noble, marking himself for execution. Working with him means certain death, they warn. Wei Jun's heart races. This is exactly what he needs. Who is this man? A fallen legend, once leader of the 4 great constables, now a taboo name. He carries the curse of the solitary star, a fate decreed by the heavens to bring ruin to all. Cursed from birth, a sage predicted he would consume the lives of everyone he ever loved. It came true. Abandoned by parents and orphaned by fate, he rose as the Empire's first detective. But death followed his footsteps like a loyal hound, claiming every soul that dared walk beside him. Entire families vanished when he looked their way. Where he investigates, only corpses remain in the wake. His partners met gruesome ends, their bodies never whole. He became the omen no one could escape. With over 1,200 lives linked to his shadow, the world named him the God of Death. Wei Jun trembles not in terror, but in pure ecstasy. This man is a walking shortcut to his resurrection. The stakes are higher. Bai once crossed the state preceptor himself over a forbidden criminal case. A common girl was violated. Ignoring the preceptor's warnings, Bai dragged the high-ranking disciple to judgment. 8 murders were uncovered. Bai didn't wait for permission. He demanded blood for blood on the spot. When no one dared swing the sword, Bai acted as the executioner himself, sealing his own doom. Only a princess's plea saved his neck, leaving him a ghost within the halls of the bureau. Stripped of duty and isolated like a plague, the legendary detective became a man who didn't exist. Wei Jun slams the table, his righteous fury masking his inner plan to use Bai's curse. To let such a pillar of justice rot in shadows is a stain on the Empire's soul. He vows to rescue the Reaper, while the others weep, moved by his seemingly saintly courage. Lord Bai kept his rank, but the entire bureau isolated him, denying every single mission. He became a living ghost. Ngui Quan slammed his desk, roaring at those arrogant bastards. How dare they treat the Empire's legendary investigator with such blatant and cruel disrespect? Leaving a righteous hero to rot is a national tragedy. I will save him myself. His allies were deeply moved by his noble resolve, unaware of his true divine potential. Truly impressive, Brother Wei. You spoke the words straight from our hearts. If Lord Bai heard this, he would surely do everything to support you, but the court only allows 2 elite specialists for your team. You must find a master bodyguard on your own. I simply have no way to help you with that. That is perfect. If you actually found me a super-tier master, it would be a massive headache. The Emperor is hiding a wicked heart. He definitely won't assign a real master to protect me. He will likely plant a spy instead. I will insult that dog Emperor daily until he finally executes me. Ha ha. As our hero prepared to leave, that eccentric young master Shangguan decided to put on a show. He suddenly punched his own face. His companions were baffled as he continued to beat himself up. Boom! A massive crash shook the area, drawing everyone's shocked attention to the chaotic scene. Wei Jun, I won't forgive you. How dare you strike me? He shouted, acting like a total victim. Do you really think you can bully me? Then he bolted away. What a professional thief crying thief performance. That performance was way too realistic. Everyone immediately recognized him as the notorious Shangguan Xingfeng. They assumed he tried to make peace with Wei Jun but got brutally rejected and thrashed instead. Since Wei Jun conquered 21 levels of Scholar Mountain, his righteous chi has reached legendary heights. Perhaps Shangguan is terrified of this new cultivator? Seeing that arrogant noble get humbled made everyone celebrate. They all wanted to toast the hero for his righteous heart, while Wei Jun was completely clueless. It was all just a solo performance by that crazy noble. Then Lady Meng shared a secret. Shangguan's father is the Prime Minister, a man who rules over 10,000, second only to the Emperor. If the son were also a brilliant genius, the Shangguan family's power would become a massive threat. This would trigger the Emperor's paranoia about a potential rebellion. To protect his clan and the world, he must hide his brilliance and play the fool. Plus, he has a very stinky fetish for torture. No wonder Meng's junior sister failed to woo him no matter how hard she tried. I suggest she wear something revealing and bring a whip. She will definitely hook him then. How do you know such scandalous things? Meng blushed. From my legendary teachers, of course, he laughed. Meanwhile, Teacher Chu felt a sudden chill. Is some little brat badmouthing me right now? She was waiting at the Hanlin Academy for Wei Jun to report for duty, feeling quite suspicious. Is he playing around with some girl? Her woman's intuition was spot on. Suddenly, Lady Meng pleaded. She wanted to start a relationship with him. Wei Jun was stunned. We have only met twice, woman. Has my protagonist's charm already hit its absolute peak? He wondered, as she explained her special method. Her cultivation requires her to anchor her emotions to a man. A righteous gentleman like him is perfect. He asked directly, "If I become your lover, will I face any mortal danger from fanboys?" He was hoping for a death trap, but Lady Meng promised he would be completely safe. Wei Jun's face fell instantly. "No danger? Then why bother, unless you want to be my wife?" She insisted on a pure love relationship. Wei Jun turned away. "Next. I have no time for that. In this world, only muddy waters have fish. Pure ones just stay single forever," he laughed. The junior sister overheard and called him a stinky man who only wants one thing. But Lady Meng liked him even more. Most men pretend to be noble, but he is brutally honest. "This man is mine," she declared. Later, Wei Jun arrived at the academy to discuss his bodyguard. He proposed Princess Mingzhu. Her temper is like a volcano. She would surely kill him for his insults. Teacher Chu strongly objected. She suggested the second prince instead of that explosive princess. She pinched his cheek, scolding him. "Aren't you afraid she will sacrifice you for the greater good?" Wei Jun was secretly thrilled. "If she can actually kill me, I'll promote her to divine queen." He claimed he became a scribe only for justice and truth, a statement that stunned the teacher. Years ago, another legend said those exact words. The world's greatest detective, Bai Qingxin. It turns out the legendary detective and Princess Mingzhu were secretly observing him from the shadows. Her shattered spirit broke. Life debt now repaid. Destructive storms approach now. Death gains an ally. The Emperor's elite hounds. War shifted imperial power. One man remains untouchable. Eunuch guards royal secrets. Reluctant spy assigned today. 30 years hiding ends. Begging to escape fate. Guarding the doomed hero. Divine decrees are absolute. He pleads for life. Kicked into the fire. Misfit squad assembles now. A beautiful, hollow reaper. Weakness becomes his armor. A perfect tactical plan. Uncovering the great lie. Defiance ignites their souls. Truth outweighs any crown. People before the Emperor. Uro rise, coward trembles. Sightless eyes, hidden sorrow. He revealed the betrayal. Eyes sacrificed for survival. Shadows watch their moves. Mocking the royal puppet. Let this empire burn. Silence stunned the witnesses. The empire's greatest shame. The court is rot. The coward nearly faints. Spread my words everywhere. Protecting her from harm. Tears fall. Fear rises. Passion burns through them. True justice finally speaks. Hero's poem resonates deeply. Blood for her honor. A savior worth dying. Frozen hearts start melting. The sky mirror watches. The court witnesses defiance. The fourth prince demands immediate execution, but Princess Minchao calls him a fool. He freezes in shock. Rage boils over. He dares to snap back at his elder sister. "I've endured your coldness for too long. Why do you treat me like trash every day?" Suddenly, the second prince slams him into the dirt. "How dare you speak her name?" The fourth prince refuses to yield, screaming like a madman. "Second brother, have you lost your mind? Look behind you. This man insults our great Kan bloodline. The high officials are watching us. If we let this Wei Jun live, where is our royal dignity? Another heavy blow lands. Shut your mouth, you know nothing." Princess Minchao ignores the idiot's rambling. Her mind is racing. This scandal will spread across the capital tonight. The Emperor's eyes are watching through the mirror. 3 siblings. One test of loyalty. The Emperor is waiting for their reaction. But there's a bigger storm brewing. News of Bai Huintam's plight will soon go public. She offended the powerful just to fulfill her duty. If the royal family abandons her now, the generals and officials will lose all faith. Loyalty will crumble into cold resentment. I must act as the face of the throne. She delivers a brilliant, patriotic performance. A speech so moving it blinds the crowd. Killing Wei Jun now won't please the Emperor. It only proves your own incompetence. You aren't protecting the throne. You're digging its grave. Soon, Wei Jun's name echoes through the city. Princess Minchao's words spark a fire of public support. The citizens cheer for justice. 3 imperial decrees descend like thunder. 10 pearls for the princess. 3 months isolation for the fourth prince. And for Wei Jun, the imperial sword, the power to kill anyone before reporting to the throne. But for our main character, this sword feels like a curse. "Minchao, you've ruined me. I'll kill you for this." Frustrated, he heads to the National Academy for clues. Lu Wenhao suddenly pulls out legendary treasures. "Master Wei, take this immortal robe. Neither blade nor fire can pierce its surface." Next are the wind-chasing boots. They hold a space-bending array for instant escape. A literal god-tier tool for running away. Finally, he reveals a white surrender flag. It looks like a coward's sign. But this is the fat man's ultimate trap. I had my master carve a lethal array inside. 3 waves, and any cultivator is erased. Wei Jun stares at his ally in disbelief. Since when did you become so reliable? Minutes later, a mountain of defensive gear is piled up. This might barely keep us alive for 1 trip. Wei Jun is speechless at this excessive caution. But 𝑩𝒆𝒄𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 finally feels a sense of safety. With these treasures, half the world's experts can't even touch us now. Wei Jun's heart sinks. How can I die if I'm this protected? The fat man is still trembling. Half? That's not enough. I'm too young to die. They arrive at the academy, only to find it ablaze. Someone is burning the evidence. The secrets of the patriotic war are turning to ash. The academy is guarded by elite cultivators. Even the legendary teacher Chu is stationed here. Only a high-tier master could pull this off. What a coward. Come out and kill me instead. Suddenly, the investigators from the 6 doors arrive. 𝑩𝒆𝒄𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 recognizes the lead officer, Manhwa, one of the 4 legendary divine detectives, known as the capital's #1 female investigator. Wei Jun scoffs at the title. #1? Please. At most, she's a distant second. Our Queen Tom is the true goddess here. 𝑩𝒆𝒄𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔, blushes, her cold exterior melting. Suddenly, Manhwa screams with pure hatred. 𝑩𝒆𝒄𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔, give me back my grandfather's life. It turns out the murdered guardian was her family. She lunges forward, blade flashing with intent to kill. Wei Jun steps in front of the blade without hesitation. You want to touch my person? Not on my watch. We have nothing to do with your grandfather's death. Manhwa's eyes burn with fury. Nothing to do with it? Everyone knows 𝑩𝒆𝒄𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 is a bringer of death. Wherever she goes, blood follows. If she hadn't come here, my grandfather would be alive. The crowd gasps as the dark truth is revealed. She is the star of calamity. The cursed one. The mob brands her a cursed star. Shadows whisper, tempting her soul to break. Darkness feasts on her doubt. It mocks her justice, urging her to end everyone, become the god of death, merge with the abyss and punish this world forever. The blind girl wavers under their hate. Cruel insults rain down like poison. Sudden impact. Our hero smashes the girl's face with a heavy sword hilt. He snarls at the frozen crowd. One more word and I will end you. He turns his fury on the hypocrites. Why do you mock a fallen hero? You are all just lapdogs. His roar echoes through the terrified imperial courtyard. His words shatter her darkness. The hidden personality retreats into the cold void. She vows to protect him. Little does she know, he is baiting death. The enemy girl trembles in rage. You are only brave because of that sword. He tosses the legendary blade aside. He exposes his neck, daring her strike. Kill me if you can! The crowd gasps at his insane suicidal gamble. She shakes with impotent fury. Why must you start this blood feud now? His eyes turn cold as ice. You are not even worthy of my hate. I just despise hypocrites. Never touch what belongs to me again, you trash. He defends his companion's honor. The girl tries one last desperate verbal strike. My grandfather was your teacher. Have you no loyalty to his name? Slap. He strikes her down. That was for Master Man's ruined legacy, coward. She lunges for his throat. Do you really think I will not kill you? You are a fool. The arson was a cover-up to hide the truth. Someone wanted those war records erased. It was a calculated act of sabotage. The records are ash. He stares her down with a gaze of pure steel. The Emperor is behind this. The truth is being scrubbed from our history. You knew the real killer. You were just too terrified to face them, so you targeted the weak instead. You chose the easiest victim to bully. Fear made you a coward. You only draw your blade against the innocent. You are nothing but pathetic waste. Her world begins to crumble into pieces. Rage explodes as she shatters the floor. But she cannot strike him down. She weeps and thanks him. This wake-up call has finally opened her eyes. Our hero is annoyed. She is too weak to even take my life. The mystery deepens. Killing a legendary master like Man is no small feat. Teacher Chu intervenes suddenly. This conspiracy goes far deeper than you know. Stop your investigation now. There is nothing left for you to find here. She claims she was writing poetry. Something feels incredibly wrong about her story. Her cold indifference is a red flag. She is hiding a dark secret. She is lying. Queen Tam senses the truth behind the teacher's calm mask. A simple scent reveals everything. A trace of the dead still lingers nearby. The main character's eyes light up. The game is finally changing for us. Master Man is still alive. The dead do not possess this lingering breath. Shockwaves ripple through the room. The old master is safe in the shadows. He watches from the darkness. The war records were never actually burned away. Faking death was my only shield. It keeps the imperial assassins at bay. I must protect that boy. He is the seed of our only hope, but if he learns the truth, death will claim him before his time. Exposed! The legendary detective Bai Qingxin reveals the shocking truth in public. Our hero is backed into a corner. It's over. Meng Jie collapses to her knees, desperately begging the masters to spare her grandfather's life. She offers her very soul as a servant for mercy. Will our cold-hearted protagonist grant her this salvation? Wei Jun sees through the scheme. Unexpectedly, he spares Meng Lao, choosing a path of mercy over execution. Why show kindness? Because the old man guarded the sacred library for decades with unwavering, humble loyalty. Thousands of scholars owe their success to him. In this cruel world, his virtue remains a rare, shining light. The old man just wanted to survive. Is the desire to live truly a crime in this chaotic era? Like us, he was a pawn of duty. In the face of death, some choose honor, others choose life. Do not judge those who fear the grave. Not everyone is destined to be a martyr for the throne. Respect the fallen, but cherish the living. Hearing this, Meng Jie bows in absolute, eternal gratitude to him. She pledges her life to him. Even Meng Lao realizes he owes a blood debt to this mysterious young man. A legendary bond is forged. Meanwhile, Qingxin watches Wei Jun, her heart racing with a new, burning passion. He's too handsome. The cool detective is now a total fangirl as they start their next dangerous mission. They dig into General Yang's bloody history. Suddenly, the main character's aura explodes with a divine, golden light. His righteous qi breaks through again. He was only pretending, yet his power level keeps ascending toward godhood. That night, Fatty reports the news to his foster father. The investigation into the Yang family has officially begun. It's madness, Fatty cries in fear, knowing Wei Jun is walking straight into the jaws of a prehistoric dragon. Send anyone else, he begs. But his father knows this path is reserved only for a true sovereign. The stakes are astronomical. If the Iron Blood Society awakens, the entire empire will be consumed by righteous flames. That society was the late prince's legacy, a group of legendary heroes now branded as the emperor's greatest enemies. They were the nation's shield, fueled by iron wills and a resolve that could shatter the very heavens. From the prince to the soldiers, they fought for the people, embracing death with a smile on their faces. They charged through hell for honor. Their legend earned the world's respect, even as they were betrayed and broken. Joining them was a warrior's ultimate glory. But after the prince vanished, their golden era turned into a massacre. Hunted like animals, they were erased from history. Every member met a gruesome, lonely end in the shadows. The Yangs were the heart of that society. If Wei Jun digs deeper, he'll uncover a world-shaking conspiracy. The emperor will show no mercy. If the truth surfaces, the imperial guards will turn the capital red. The foster father warns, watch them. If they find the society's survivors, report to me at once. Morning arrives with the files. The Yang family, once the empire's greatest heroes, now just ghosts of a lost era. 5 legendary generals once stood. The eldest, the prince's sworn brother, was executed for his undying loyalty. The second son fell in battle. The third and the great general himself perished before the war ended. Even the eldest daughter died on the front lines. 5 heroes, 1 family, all sacrificed for a king. Only the youngest sister remains. The Yang legacy was built on blood, yet they were cast into darkness. Justice will be mine. But Qingxin warns, they aren't just fighting the king, but the supreme longevity sect. The general once slaughtered their elite. Now, the sect leader is the national teacher, hungry for vengeance. The Yangs were crushed by gods and kings. Coincidentally, these are the same villains who once bullied Qingxin. Wei Jun's eyes glow with murderous intent. I'll bury them all. Qingxin is deeply moved by his resolve. I will protect you forever, she vows. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierces through the silent village air. Reclaiming the Yang clan's honor seemed impossible. They had offended the emperor and sects. The longevity sect held a murderous blood feud, having suffered greatly under General Yang. After the Great War, their elder became national teacher, sealing the Yang family's fate. Their tragic downfall was orchestrated by the sect to satisfy a long-standing, bitter grudge. Coincidentally, these were the same villains who tormented Queen Tom. His killing intent rose. Moved to tears, Queen Tom vowed to protect him from the sect's coming divine retribution. Their trek was shattered by a scream. A village girl was being hunted like prey. Wei Jun watched the arrogant noble bullying others. It felt just like a classic manhwa opening. He almost ignored it, thinking this brat was a minor pawn. But Fatty pointed out the victim. The woman was the fiancée of the late Yang Sanlang. Their wedding was cut short by tragedy. After her lover fell in battle, the Yang family collapsed. Yet, her loyalty remained unshakable and pure. She stayed chaste to honor his memory. Her harasser, 𝑩𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔, the capital's most notorious scum lord, he preyed on noble widows with absolute impunity. His arrogance stemmed from his father's immense military power. General G currently commands the entire military. Ironically, he was once a mere subordinate to the Yangs. After the great general died, G betrayed his roots. He became the emperor's loyal, high-ranking hunting dog. Now 𝑩𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 is a disciple of the longevity sect. His backing far exceeds any ordinary prince. Hearing this, Wei Jun flashed a cold, dark smirk. If he's that strong, maybe he can finally kill me. It sounds masochistic, but death is his goal. Suddenly, a maid intervened, only to face G's fury. A single whip strike ended her life instantly. Seeing this cruelty, Wei Jun knew this villain was the real deal. No acting here, just pure evil. He ordered Lu Tianhao to strike, but the young lord didn't flinch. The brat actually possessed significant cultivation. Wei Jun worried Fatty might be too weak to die for him. He planned to jump in and die himself. But suddenly, a body was launched into the sky. The crowd froze. That flying body looked exactly like 𝑩𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔. Wasn't Fatty supposed to be trash? Fatty acted confused, claiming he barely even touched him. The two servants roared and lunged at the tank. Their weapons struck, but Fatty remained unharmed. An absolute wall. One desperate fool pulled out a hidden firearm. The bullet bounced off like a pebble hitting a mountain. Fatty only sustained a tiny, barely visible scratch. Ouch, that actually stung, Fatty joked. Little kids shouldn't play with such dangerous toys, you know? 𝑩𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 fumed with humiliated rage. Identify yourself. Fatty. I'll wipe your entire bloodline off the earth. Wei Jun fueled the fire from the sidelines. Stop bluffing, his father is the legendary General Lu. Go ahead, try killing him. G paled. How could a mere inspectorate guard be this terrifyingly powerful? Wei Jun assumed G was just pretending to lose. These villainous young masters always loved to dramatic acting. Then, a cold voice interrupted. You've studied under my master for years, yet you lose to a pig? Are you trying to shame our sect? Enter the genius disciple of the great state preceptor, Chen Jia. As he appeared, Qingshan gripped Wei Jun's hand in terror. This man was a walking nightmare from her past. Chen Jia ranked second on the heavenly prodigy list, a cold-blooded swordsman who lived for the kill. Over 10 fellow disciples had already perished by his blade. His cruelty was as sharp as his legendary steel. Only his monstrous talent and the preceptor's protection kept him from being exiled as a homicidal maniac. Hearing about this murderer, Wei Jun's eyes lit up. This was the perfect person to kill him. Chen Jia recalled a past duel between their masters, a legendary tie that shook the entire capital. I'll use one strike. Survive it, and the longevity sect will walk away from this mess forever. Murderous intent flared. Wei Jun prepared to jump in front of the blade, but the sword was too fast. Fatty trembled as the lethal strike closed in. It seemed like the end of the road for them both. Back at headquarters, the eldest brother was worried. Why send their youngest brother on a suicide mission? The foster father remained calm. Remember when I struck number 9 with 90% of my true power? I once fought the state preceptor to a standstill. I even forced that old monster to cough blood. Hearing this, the eldest brother was stunned. The father's secret strength was beyond any of their wild imaginations. To nurture his gift, I let him do nothing but cultivate. For 20 years, he was my secret weapon. Now, even I cannot breach his defense. Meanwhile, the oblivious Fatty still thought he was a total loser. Chen Jia's sword lunged forward with full killing intent. The genius unleashed his most devastating ultimate technique. Clang! The blade shattered. Fatty looked disappointed. All that trash talk. And you were just acting too? The crowd gasped in pure disbelief. Humiliated beyond words, the legendary genius fled the scene in total shame. 𝑩𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 was left speechless. Wei Jun sighed, impressed by how quickly that coward could actually run away. It's baffling. Why would the emperor send such a top-tier powerhouse just to guard me? 𝑩𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒈𝒆𝒔 was fuming. He thought the Fatty was hiding his power just to mock him. Wei Jun needed the truth. He ordered the Fatty to strike him with his absolute full power. A terrifying death aura erupted. His instinct screamed. Dying now would fail his heavenly ascension. This was the path of sincerity, a divine gift born from Wei Jun's legendary noble spirit. It grants prophetic vision, a realm usually reserved for half-saints to predict coming calamities. Only the most gifted geniuses receive such heavenly favor early in their cultivation path. But as the reincarnated Heavenly Emperor, Wei Jun's mastery over destiny was simply unparalleled. He could discern his fate instantly, judging if death would lead to godhood or ruin. "Stop," he roared. 1 second later, and his entire plan would have been ruined. Huyen Tam confirmed it. Fatty wasn't lying. He simply didn't know his own monstrous strength. Everyone treated him like trash, yet Wei Jun had accidentally recruited a peerless, hidden master. The irony stung. Fatty looked completely dazed, swearing he was actually a total weakling. "I'm really weak," he stammered. "I only practiced a little bit of defensive martial arts." Wei Jun sighed. "This guy is a pure tank, useless for triggering my death exploit. I need a true executioner. Someone like Marshal Ji Chuang Kong, the Butcher of War. He was the first marshal to stain his hands, leaving mountains of corpses behind. While others sought the king's path, the marshal walked the path of slaughter and carnage. He loathed his enemies and himself. For years, he was the bloodiest star shining. Offending such a monster is perfect. I cannot let this golden opportunity slip away." Suddenly, the Six Doors investigators arrived, led by the fierce and beautiful Meng Jia. Zhidongtian smirked. "With my family's power, they will surely take my side." But his jaw dropped. The legendary investigator was bowing respectfully to Wei Jun instead. He tried to scream, but her icy glare pinned him down like a cornered rat. "Who gave you permission to kill? Get your ass moving before I drag you myself." He hid behind his father's name, but Meng Jia was ready to draw her blade. "Wait, Lord Meng. Under current law, immortal sect disciples are practically untouchable by you." The villain laughed in triumph. But Wei Jun wasn't finished. His righteous fury was rising. "These laws are a disgrace. The immortal sect has turned the empire into their playground. The saints have vanished, leaving only demons and monsters to rule the innocent soul. If our fallen heroes could see this, they would weep for the country they saved. To see their sacrifice wasted on filth, no hero could ever rest in peace. I'll march to the marshal's mansion myself. I will demand justice for a maid's life. A life for a life. This arrogant noble must pay for his sins with blood." The ladies were moved to tears, even as they warned him he was choosing death. Wei Jun only laughed. Why should a man of the brush fear a petty end? Since ancient times, death is certain. But a loyal heart will shine forever in history. Boom! His aura exploded. His cultivation broke through again just from his righteous speech. "Wait, I was just acting." But his noble spirit was surging to impossible new heights. Divine phenomena filled the sky. Every witness stood frozen by his magnificent, holy presence. Huyen Tam was love-struck, marveling at her husband's peerless and handsome divine aura. Zhidongtian's face turned green. How could cultivation be this effortless for a nobody? Internally, Wei Jun was weeping. "Stop getting stronger. I'll never be able to die now." News of the scholar's ascension spread through the capital like a raging wildfire. Inside the palace, the emperor's rage burned. Why was Fatty's true power hidden from me? The plan was set. Our main character would be the bait to lure out the Ironblood remnants. Entering the general's fortress, even under lethal threats, our hero didn't flinch for a second. The general's reputation was legendary, a name that silenced the entire capital in absolute terror. One cold stare from his father made Dang Thian tremble with a soul-crushing fear. Little did they know, our hero craved the danger. The closer to death, the better. Deep in the courtyard, they met a crippled, white-haired warrior with a mysterious, chilling aura. Fin Tom recognized him instantly and rushed forward, desperate for his legendary, soulful calligraphy. This was the fallen genius, Ko Lang Van, the man who wants to find justice and honor. Looking at his art, the spirit of the once mighty warrior seemed utterly broken and hollow. He once led a band of heroes, pure, righteous souls fighting against the encroaching darkness. They were the shield against corruption, a beacon of hope for the weak and forgotten. They proved that integrity could survive in a world filled with sycophants and lies. But when the Great War erupted, those noble warriors marched straight to the bloody front lines. They fought for a future they would never see, dying with their honor intact. In the end, only the eldest son returned a lone survivor of a slaughtered, heroic generation. He lost his arm, saving the emperor, spared only by his high-ranking noble bloodline. This broken man was the secret savior who once protected Kin Tam's life from danger. Your sacrifices aren't forgotten. These heartfelt words finally pierced his cold, lonely exterior. Tears flowed as a long-held knot of grief finally unraveled in a warm, sincere embrace. "Hey, I'm the one who helped," our main character grumbled, jealous of the sudden intimacy. They finally faced the great general, whose aura felt like a heavy mountain of corpses. As his friends trembled, our hero stood tall, defying the crushing pressure with ease. "Impressive," the general smirked. "A true gentleman who doesn't know the meaning of fear." Even his own flesh and blood cowered. Yet this outsider remained completely unshaken and calm. The general's tone turned deadly. He knew the world was watching this tense, legendary confrontation. Many want you dead, but they fear the price of your blood, he hissed dangerously. But in this city, if I strike, no one can save you from the grave. Inside, our main character was ecstatic. Finally, someone with the guts to kill me. If you want my life, take it. He challenged, staring directly into the general's eyes. The general shifted his gaze to his pathetic son, demanding the absolute, unfiltered truth. It was a trap. The national preceptor used him to test the rival general's reactions. Shockwaves hit the room as a secret about a hidden royal survivor surfaced at last. Panic set in knowing this forbidden secret meant certain death for everyone present in the room. Prepare to run, a telepathic warning echoed as the atmosphere turned lethal and heavy. But our hero smiled. If he died here, his divine ascension would finally be complete. Dang Thien begged for mercy, claiming loyalty, but was met with a father's blistering fury. Now, it was our hero's turn to speak, accusing the young master of cold-blooded, heartless murder. She was just a servant, the brat sneered, hiding behind his sex's ancient protection. A servant? Our main character roared. Does your law only protect the rich and powerful? He challenged the very foundation of their corrupt, twisted system of noble justice. A law that disregards common lives is nothing more than a cage for the weak. Your laws are trash, a leash used by the long-life sect to control the masses. A life for a life. That is the only true law I will ever recognize. The sun paled as the general dropped a bombshell that changed the entire situation. That innocent maid was actually a monster, a notorious human trafficker hidden in the shadows. Noble Lady Yetam Nuong is a core syndicate criminal, a high-value target for the Six Gates. She murdered a maid and used master-level disguise to infiltrate, waiting for the perfect moment. Her goal was kidnapping, but the general already knew. Only his foolish son was left blind. Lord Ko wasn't lying. The truth about the maid came from the mysterious Tran family. Trangia leaked the intel to the general. Our MC realizes someone is pulling the strings. It's the Truong Sin sect. Since when does a mere disciple dare mock a great general? If the national teacher believes General Duong lives, then my father is safe from any punishment. The emperor will value him even more. General Duong must remain alive in everyone's eyes. Dead or alive, he must be a living legend. Do you understand the plan, Nui Quan? The MC expected a cover-up, but the general feared nothing, not even the truth leaking. The Great War wasn't for peace, it was a brutal conquest that ignited the Western continent. After the invasion, the demons joined the fray, forming a terrifying alliance against the kingdom. Half the land fell to the demons. Countless people became mere food for the monsters. We reclaimed the cities, but found only ruins. The court's mercy was a pathetic delusion. The emperor ordered mercy for prisoners. General Duong's loyalty was his only fatal flaw. He sought honor among enemies, sparing those who would kill us. His name became legendary. I ignored the decree and ordered a massacre. Only by defying orders did I gain power. Rules bind the weak. When you are strong enough, the masters will rely on you. General Duong had more potential, but his loyalty was a cage. The emperor was cornered. The emperor led an ambush himself, but the army fell into a devastating trap. The throne was unstable. At that peak, General Duong was the army's ultimate god. Had he acted then, he could have won everything. But his loyalty was absolute and blinding. He didn't just obey. In the moment of death, he sacrificed everything for the king. He sent his daughter to protect the emperor. The king swore the Duong family eternal glory. But look at him now. Loyalty like a dog only leads to being discarded when useless. The general taught his son. Blind loyalty is the fastest way to a shallow grave. Never touch Hao Fien Thien. She is a hero's widow. And we are a military house. One day, we may die too. Your mother and sister could easily become widows of war. Don't use them for your games. With one strike, he executes his own son, shocking everyone. That was his cold answer. I have 14 sons. Losing a failure means nothing to me. The MC is fuming. Why kill the useless brat and not me? This old man is insane. The MC warns him of the scandal, but the general just calls him a righteous gentleman. The old fox knows the MC won't backstab him. The MC's hero reputation is a trap. I'm a hypocrite. Kill me before my holy aura fools you both. The MC screams internally. His companions thank his noble spirit for their safety. The MC is losing his mind. As they leave, the eldest son calls out. He wants a private, secret conversation. The MC ignores him until he hears the truth. The eldest son served the former prince. The prince founded the Iron Blood Society. The emperor is wary of anyone near the sun. It's a dangerous path. Hearing this, Nui Quan pulls a total 180 on his attitude. Is the Iron Blood Society still hiring? The eldest son is left completely stunned and confused. It was a joke. The society is gone. The MC sighs a perfect plot, gone to waste. They find the second son's body, but a darker truth begins to surface in that room. It wasn't just a murder. The younger brother had actually chosen his own death. The eldest son reveals his bond with Duong Tam Lang, a pure, gentlemanly connection between souls. Even a pure bond is a target. In this game of power, the pursuit never ends. Deng Thien's true motive was shielding Hao Phian Thien from the national teacher's secret schemes. Grand Marshal Duong still lives, so a massive trap now tightens around Phian Thien's neck. The Eternal Sect has marked her. If this play fails, the entire Duong bloodline falls. Our main character plays the arrogant villain, shouting his crimes to ignite a public fire. As an Eternal Sect disciple, he drags the entire sect down into this treacherous abyss. Lord Ni blocks the path, and his father strikes the final blow to cleanse their house. A genius, wicked move from a trash master turning his own death into a tactical masterpiece. It was all for his family, and for the woman who owned his heart from the start. In life, I cannot protect her, but through my death, I become her ultimate guardian. This was the conviction that drove him to walk straight into the arms of the Reaper. Seeing his corpse, even legends feel envy. He mastered the art of dying for a purpose. A heavenly emperor's pride is stung. Now, Phian Thien must be told of this secret sacrifice. She must follow the script perfectly, or this grand martyrdom will be for absolutely nothing. The stakes are life and death. This is just the beginning of his legend. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel for more epic recaps.